Anyway, welcome to another video. First of all, in this What If, I'm going to be drawing inspiration from a game by the name of... Well, give me a moment. The Coffin of Andy and Lily. Manly Badass Hero. Go check out his video on this. Very nice. Game genuinely disturbing. You know, it's everything you want in a good horror game. Anyway, so yeah, let's get into the video. In this What If, Deku would be the son of, Muscular. Give me a moment. Sorry, had to move to somewhere where I could be a bit louder. Anyway, yeah, Deku would be the son of Muscular. You know, one night stand, all that jazz. And, well, he would have a sister in this What If, which would also have been done by a entirely separate, much later time, one night stand, you know, like a good few months after Deku. She would be conceived. His little sister, Izumi. Yeah. And, well, they would be put away, along with Inko, in a special facility for people, well, for children that have quirks, well, children that are, in fact, the children of villains that have been abandoned. And, well, one day, Inko would leave. It's like 1 at night, sorry. Inko would leave, claiming to, well, be looking for a place for them to stay, but she would never return, leaving Izumi and Izuku stuck there. They're like 5 at this point. Anyway, they would be given very little food so that they would not be able to use their quirks. Deku's being body modder, which allows him to alter anything about his body. He just needs the necessary, fuel for it. He can make his arm into a sickle, so on and so forth. He can entirely regenerate old wounds on his, well, body, so on and so forth. Hell, he can even do like his father and increase his strength by just adding on muscle fibers. Azumi's quirk would be similar, except, well, instead she can mod other people's bodies. Once again, for example, she can take you and make you taller, or make you, or remove your bones entirely, yeah. So, they are able to do these things. Azumi's only limitation is the ability to touch. Anyway, Izumi and Deku would be given very little food in order for them to not be able to use their quirks. And, well, as such, they would end up being quite malnourished. Anyway, one fateful day, their asshole neighbor would be blaring music like he always does. Izuku would be out on the balcony, whilst Izumi would be watching TV, too hungry to so much as even move. She would be just looking at a static screen as, well, for the 3rd month in a row, the people running this shithole has not even bothered to try and fix the aerial. You know, fix the dish on the roof. Only when the news comes on do they actually bother. A few more hours now, she would think to herself, and get up and walk to the balcony, much so regretting it once again because she's so malnourished. No. A woman would be rushed off to ER, leaving them both confused. Deku would say, "Huh, I wonder why she's being rushed off to the hospital. I mean, they don't care when we end up collapsing from lack of food." Azumi would say, maybe she's pregnant, or maybe she just went catatonic. Or maybe she just died and they're trying to harvest her organs. Deku would look at her, quite, like, tilted to the head, a bit disturbed. Oh, give me a moment. Sorry about that. My, cat Patchy, has difficulty sleeping at night if I'm not with her. And if I get up, she will know. She always does. She always gets up, and she will always meow. Anyway, apologies, but I'm gonna have to speak a bit soft. Sorry. But Zumi would look over to the neighbor and say, maybe if I... Deku would be quick to slap her on the back of the head, and in a, manner that siblings typically do, as he would say, over his cold, dead body. What? Oh, hi, Patchy. Guess she just wants to let you all hear her. Okay, Azumi would respond with, "What? Oh, come on, maybe if I... Deku would quickly cut her off, saying, "No. I ain't letting... Look. Good grief. Oh, good. Sorry, got a bit stumped on my words. Deku would say, I ain't letting you sleep with regular people. Why would I let you sleep with that jackass? I mean, have you listened to the shit he listens to? All day and all night, blah, 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 the same track. It's driving me up a wall." Azumi would sigh in reluctance and defeat. Fine. But maybe they would give us extra food rations if I... No. And that's final. Azumi would sigh once again and be quick to think, oh, by the way, this is the start of the anime. Yes. Would quickly think of another scheme. Quickly think up another scheme. Sorry about the movement. Once again, Patchy. Patchy Catty. But yeah, she would be quick to say, what if... Deku would look at her. I mean, I'm sure I could get it in with the warden, maybe. As well, she would quickly receive another knock on the back of the head, once again, like how siblings do. Deku would be quick to say, no. Give me a moment. Patchy has finally settled down. Anyway, Zumi would quickly walk inside, saying that he's no fun. Deku just smiling at her, all cocky, he won the argument, like, Once again, like siblings do. I don't have any siblings of my own, so this is just really based off presumptions and media of how siblings act to each other. Also, personal experience with a few friends of mine. and they hate each other. Anyway, so yeah, Azumi would go by the balcony and push a board that they had bribed the warden for. Well, previously bribed the warden for not being willing, for not telling on him that he's, sleeping with a few of the cellmates there. You know, yeah, some of the parents there. In exchange for not telling on him, they basically got a wooden board from him, and also been locked up for a little bit. But they used this board to cross across the balcony to their neighbor, who's just doing weird shit in their room. Like, it's just weird crap. You can think up what you want to think up here. It's just strange things. Stranger things than what they could have imagined. As well, their neighbor would have collapsed onto the ground before spewing up blood. Okay, give me a moment. As well, they would open the door and, of his balcony and go check on him. No pulse. He's dead. They don't know what killed him. Anyway, searching around his fridge and house for, around his house for a while. They would find nothing. It seems like he's also been on low food supplies. So they're just stuck in a room with a corpse. Well, not stuck, but stuck between two miniature apartments, more like it. Izumi would look at the corpse and say, "That's a lot of meat." Deku would quickly snap his head at her like, what do you mean? That's a lot of meat. Izumi would respond with, "It's a lot of meat, okay? I was just making an observation. Do you think that..." She would begin drooling at the mouth. Deku would look at her like, "No, we can't do this, right? Right? I mean, like, our father is muscular, so... yeah, him. The guy that committed multiple counts of mass murder. I think that, maybe Deku would say, it is a lot of meat. Maybe then we'll finally have enough energy to, walk around a bit. Yeah, maybe. Do you really think that we can't? I don't know, okay?" Deku would respond with that to Izumi, them looking at the corpse, and then back at each other. Deku would then say, "Oh, okay, let's just get this over with." Izumi would quickly nod. As well, she would go after the arms and chop those off. Deku, the legs. They would get knives from the counter and chop, chop, chop. Izumi would run to their house with the arms and put them in the freezer, and, well, take out one arm and cook it. Deku would finish up with the body in the house. Give me a moment. Well, at dinner time, as Zumi and Deku are eating, Deku is reluctant, but less so. She's been the one that's been starved the least. Well, no, she's been the one that's starved the most out of the two of them. Once again, her quirk can be, well, worse than her brother's, than her siblings. Her brother is quirk. It's 2 in the morning. Cut me some slack. When I don't think my brain's working right. But her quirk can be worse than her brother's. So thus, Deku still has yet to take a bite. Azumi looks at him, glaring daggers, saying, "Don't waste this, okay? It's the only thing we got." Yeah, they haven't fed us in like a month already, so might as well. He would respond with forcing down a few bites and eating it. Later that night, Deku would have a mental breakdown by Azumi's bed, panicking about what they just did. Azumi would also be stressed, but she would drag her brother onto the bed, and, well, they would both comfort each other uh, that night so that the other can sleep. The next day, Azumi is busy disposing of, well, the blood, when the warden, as they call him, he's really the guard of the place, well, guard of the floor, a shorter man with a dog quirk that basically turns him into a furry. Well, he would be walking to the door, Azumi panicking and jumping into the closet to hide. He would walk in, see the blood, and say on his walkie-talkie, well, yeah, walkie-talkie, I cannot remember the other name for it. Uh, yeah, I can't remember the other name for it. He would say, "Looks like the old coot in here. Well, looks like that one weirdo in here finally kicked the bucket." Give me a moment. I'm back. In a way, I had to change rooms again. The effects of Patchy's pose can be heard a lot more now, so sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, from where I left off, well, technically we, but more so I, because I paused the video at the guard was walking up, the warden was walking up to the cupboard and opened it, seeing Zumi hiding there. Just as he was about to ask what she's doing there, Deku would come up from behind him, only one of his eyes visible to Zumi, as he would swing his now sickle-shaped hand, chopping off the guard's head instantly, as blood would splatter both across his face and Azumi's face. Azumi is now, well, backed up inside of the cupboard as much as she can be. Eating a dead body was one thing, but killing someone is another. Deku would stretch out his non-sickle-shaped hand. Azumi would take it and he would lift her up onto her feet. Itsuku, you just... Yes, I know. Like, any chance of claiming insanity we had is now out the window. Or mistreatment or something like that. It's out the window now. Well, I wouldn't say the insanity bit's out the window, but yeah, I know. It was either I kill him or he tells on us that that we ate someone. Yeah, I guess you're right about that, but still, it's, I know. Now we have only a limited amount of time before we get out of here. Well, we did before, but that time limit just got even shorter. Down a few dozen floors, a certain Oh, Patchy. She's playing with a towel. A certain muscular individual would break down the wall, laughing with a monstrous grin. I was told that my two little runts were here. Hell, I didn't even know they existed until a few months ago. So, I want to tear this place up. Maybe, go out on a few killing sprees with him. Proper father-child bonding time. Give me a moment. As well, a certain masked individual would walk up behind him. Easy there, Muscular. Don't forget about our agreement, will you? Muscular would say, yeah, I know. But don't forget to keep up your half of the deal. You still need to help me find the runts in this giant place. I've already supplied pictures. What more do you want me to do? Help me find them, dumbass. What's pictures gonna do if I'm looking for them on my own? It could take me weeks. This is one building. One big building, that's for sure. And besides, I might end up crushing him. Not that I would really care, but still. That would make this entire trip kinda pointless. Fine, Muscular. We will look for them together. We cut back to Deku and Izumi. Izumi took off, a gun and a stun baton off the guard, whilst Deku is still wielding his sickle. His sickle arm. They would make it to the control area while security footage. And while currently it would not be broadcasting what's happening on the lower levels, just the level directly below them. Azumi would say, "That shitty design." Deku would respond with, "Yeah, maybe, but it's also going to help keep out any escapees, I'm guessing." Hey, don't you remember that guard talking about a certain individual on the lower level? That was right under our room. Oh, how could I forget? He wouldn't stop blabbering about her. Oh, she's so hot this. Oh, she's so hot that. I mean, good grief, it wasn't worth the ramen noodles. It was, but still. Just blah, 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 blah. Well then, maybe we could use her as bait. What do you mean we could use her as bait? He said she was pretty, and he also said that most of the guards here, at least, have a fondness to her. We could get a few of them in one place, and Deku would make a cutting motion with his sickle arm, chopping a plant in half. Oh, nice idea, big bro. But how are we supposed to get her to say it multiple times or get them there in the first place? Well, don't worry, there's a tape recorder here. You can just record her saying that she wants a fun time with, well, let's just try and get it to be as vague as possible so that this trick can work on as many people as possible. You would say Deku would say taking a VHS player. They would go down a level and go to a room directly below theirs, where this individual, a person who looks like she's been here for at least 18 years. 18 years old. She would be there, just sat on her ass, playing video games. When she would look to them, malnourished and quite disturbing. Well, Deku at least, with his sickle arm. Give me a moment. Deku would quickly run over to her before she can react, grab her, and place his sickle arm around her neck, threatening to slit her throat. Zumi would walk up to her with the tape recorder and say, "Now you're going to do this sweet little thing for us, and we won't kill you." She would begin to play it, and she would say, "Repeat after me." Hey there, Hardy," the girl would respond, copying her. How about you come and have a nice time? Come up to room 610 for a nice time. Wink? Well, she wouldn't say wink, but she would wink. When they get the recording done, Azumi would quickly go upstairs to take action and, well, bait a few guards up. As well, she would bait the first guard in with her stun baton and stun him in the back. And when he falls over, she would use his quirk to, well, kill him by manipulating his rib cage so that it would impale his heart, killing him instantly. As she would repeat this process a few times, she would go downstairs to see the girl dead, and Deku's sickle arm covered in blood. Why did you kill her? She pulled a stun gun on me. Well, she pulled a nail gun on me, trying to shoot me with it. May I ask how? She would say with a glare, thinking that her brother tried to do something with her. Deku would respond with, "She had a telekinesis quirk. When you left, she pulled it. She used her quirk and tried to get me with it. I slit her throat immediately." Azumi would look at Deku before saying, "Fine, I'll believe you this time. We need to get down anyway. I dealt with most of the guards in the place anyway. Man, I like these things. Am I so happy that they have just the ability to select whoever you want to call with. Technology is amazing." Deku would say, yeah, whatever. It's basically just a knockoff cell phone at that point. Let's just get down already. Yeah, fine. The two of them, blood covered and well soaked, would quickly make their way down a few levels. As Muscular would make his way up, they would encounter each other, and Muscular would basically just be an embarrassing dad for the first time they meet. Overhaul would walk up being like, ah, yes, the two siblings. Izumi would look at Overhaul and say, are you and father like a gay couple or something? They would both look at each other, look at Izumi, look at each other. Muscular would burst out laughing, whilst Overhaul would just face palm. As well, they would make their way down in a group. Anyway, I'm ending this off here. Goodbye, my lovely, lovely audience. Bye-bye. I don't know what else to say or do in this what if, but I would love to continue it. Also, this is just a quick thing at the end of the video. Give me a moment. Quick little end video tidbit. My Hero Academia is going to be ending pretty soon. Within the next year or so. So, I'm curious. Is there any other animes you would like me to do what ifs on? Maybe expand my horizons a bit? Yeah, might as well. I won't entirely stop My Hero Academia what ifs whatsoever, but yeah, my MHA is going to be ending soon, so just tell me if there's any possible animes you would like me to do a what if on, and what kind of what if. Anyway, goodbye, my lovely, lovely audience. I hope you had a great time, and bye-bye.